This video is for gambling addicts who desire to quit. Today I'm going to talk about compulsive gambling and how to gain control over gambling because of the depth to which the adult population, both men and women, are mired in gambling addiction. Gambling include betting, lottery, online gambling, social gambling, bingo, casino games, card games, pool, fixed odds betting. Compulsive gamblers are persons who are as addicted to gambling as a heavy drinker can be to alcohol. Compulsive gambling is an illness in the same way that alcoholism and drug addiction are illnesses, declared Professor Jean Aides from France. Even after the compulsive gamblers lose large sums of money, they are often obsessed with the need to make up their losses by gambling even more. Gambling is a serious menace, even above alcoholism and drug addiction. The American Psychiatric Association lists the signs and symptoms of gambling addiction as follows: feeling a thrill when gambling, taking more risks, increased craving for gambling, reliving and romanticizing gambling experiences, using gambling to escape negative emotions, feeling guilty or remorseful after gambling but can't stop, needing financial support because of gambling losses or needing financial support for gambling, failed past attempts to stop gambling. If any of those signs describe you, you are an addict, a compulsive gambler. Before we talk about how to gain control over compulsive gambling, let's see some true life experiences of people who were addicted to gambling and the effect it had on them. The consequence. The experiences are always bizarre. The first story. I tried to stop gambling many times, recalls Kazushige. I realized that my gambling with my friends at the racetrack was destroying my family. I always lost any money that I won. I even gambled away the money my wife had saved for our second son's birth, and I eventually started gambling with my company's funds. As a result, I totally lost my self-respect. My wife often wept and begged me to stop gambling, but I just couldn't quit. Second story. An owner of a thriving apparel company consulted a psychiatrist because of his compulsion to gamble. To get an insight into the case, the psychiatrist accompanied the man to the track. In fascination, he watched the man win money on 7 of 9 races. Intrigued, the psychiatrist decided to give it a try. Soon, he, too, became a compulsive gambler and, in time, lost his practice. Story number 3. A woman gambled with her children's school fees, lost everything, and was in great financial distress, and she felt like ending her life. The fourth. A man in Ontario, Canada, had a remarkable winning streak at his first visit to a racetrack, turning about $4 into $1,000. He should have stopped there, said his wife. But he couldn't. Why not? Because gambling seemed such an easy way of making money. The win lured him on, inciting in him desire for more. The result? He started to change, his wife said. It was like he was two different people. In time he lost $60,000 to gambling and ruined his family life. Fifth story. I lost all my money to gambling. Savings. Money for wedding. Money to bring my family to the US. And now $30,000 debt. I need help. I am so lost and just want to disappear. Sixth story. I lost over $100,000 to the casinos, online sports books. I just turned 30 and still have a gambling problem despite receiving counseling. Just lost another $5,000 today. How can I change? I want to be gambling free but am struggling. Seventh story. Gambling has ruined my life but I am powerless to stop continuing it. How can I put an end to all forms of gambling once and for all? Eighth story. I am a student and I lost a lot of money in gambling and I feel miserable now. What should I do? Some of these true life experiences happened decades ago. Many have lost control of themselves and are sorry they ever started. These persons gamble to the point of serious financial and personal troubles, causing untold suffering to their families. For some compulsive gamblers, it's not the money they owe that makes them desperate, but the idea of waking up and not having money to bet. For these ones, gambling urge has become overwhelming. Dr. Custer draws this parallel. Psychological demand is the essence of alcoholism and drug addiction, just as it is with compulsive gambling. Now let's talk about how to kick gambling. How to gain control over gambling. No addiction can ever be overcome unless the addict actually wants to change, says Liz Hodgkinson in her book. Researcher Liz Hodgkinson notes, however, addictions of any kind can become so ingrained that removing them is rather like tearing off a limb. That means that it's not gonna be easy to quit, but you can achieve it. And you will achieve it. You will gain control over gambling if you are determined to. You must learn to get tough with yourself. Not letting your desires control you. According to the book Quit Compulsive Gambling, quitting is only the first step in the battle against the problem. Drastic changes in your lifestyle will also have to be made to prevent a relapse. You must steer clear of former gambling partners and stay away from old gambling hangouts, such as casinos, pool halls, and the like. Identify the problem. The first step to kicking gambling is to recognize that it's a problem. Do not only desire to quit, be determined to quit. The next is pinpoint your triggers. Identify the driving force behind compulsive gambling. Is it your friends? Is it the thrill to win? Or you want to recover your loss? Is it because you hang out with your friends at pool halls? Is it boredom? Is it to relieve stress? Is it unhappiness? Identifying these thoughts and feelings is part of the step in kicking gambling. Avoid high-risk situations. That means avoiding the triggers. Avoid high-risk situations, like hanging out in pool halls, use of credit cards, taking out loans, carrying large amount of money. Challenge your beliefs. You believe gambling is bad for you, so set goals. For instance, if you are a daily gambler, why not set goal of gambling only twice a week and stick to it? Even when you see yourself not meeting your goal of reducing the number of times you gamble in a week, do not relax. It's just a matter of time. With determination, you will kick gambling and gain control over it. Another step is to delay the decision. Whenever you feel the compulsion to gamble, delay the decision. Give yourselves plenty to-do list to accomplish before going to the pool hall, gambling casinos. You have to recognize the benefits of stopping. Think of all the sad gambling stories, and how the gambler would have avoided the ugly experiences. Think about all you have lost to gambling. Money, time, family, friends, opportunities. One benefit is that you become the master and no longer a slave to gambling. That is, you have control over gambling, not gambling having control over you. Your finance improve. You save yourself the pain of losing money. An ex-gambler said. The benefits. Obviously more financial security. Less lying and hiding one's actions. More time doing productive things, being human. Less time around other losers. And hopefully more time around a better crowd of people. Finding better addictions like working out or reading. Less stress. Plus less suicidal tendencies. More self-respect. Less money wasted on greedy and thieving casinos. Better health. And most importantly, knowing you overcame an addiction with the highest suicide rate of all other addicts combined. Another thing to do to kick gambling is to find healthy alternatives. Find an alternative recreational activity or hobby to fill the gap left when you stop gambling. You have to look for other ways to get busy. Other fun activities. Other relaxation spots with your friends. You might need to change your circle of friends and make friends with non-gamblers. Talk about your gambling with someone you trust who won't judge you. This could be a family member, friend or professional counselor. Reduce financial risk factors such as the use of credit cards, taking out loans, and carrying large amounts of money. Avoid using gambling venues to socialize and don't use gambling as an escape from negative emotions. Find an alternative recreational activity or hobby to fill the gap left when you stop gambling. A former gambler said, there are also a few social problems associated with gambling. including lying about your activities or borrowing or stealing money to support your habit. As about your activities or borrowing or stealing money to support your habit. As soon as you recognize these signs, you should learn how to stop gambling and regain control of your life. Additionally, you might seek an assessment from a professional who can help you address the issue. Lastly, but not the least step to gain control over gambling is you may need to seek professional help. As a recap, to gain control over gambling, these are things you must do. Identify the problem. Pinpoint your triggers. Identify thoughts and feelings. Avoid high-risk situations. Challenge your beliefs. Delay the decision. Recognize the benefits of stopping. Find healthy alternatives. Seek professional help if need be. Pray to God for help and strength to kick gambling. Kick compulsive gambling today, and save yourself financial losses. Remember, gambling can ruin your life, your family, your state of mind, and probably your career. And many have lost control of themselves and are sorry they ever started. You need to be aware that it is a problem that needs to be solved. No matter how addicted you are to gambling, you can kick gambling and gain control over it. Yes, you will. With determination. Many have kicked compulsive gambling, so will you. There are things you can never do, no matter the circumstance. Let that include gambling. There would be relapses. Don't give up. Don't let a relapse or relapses to discourage you from continuing on the journey to quit gambling. Quitting any addiction has never been easy, but you can achieve it. Yes, you will gain control over gambling. If you like this video, please like, share and follow for more infotainment.